I went from a suicidal young guy who couldn't stop gooning and beating my own dick to an amazing athlete in one of the top educational programs in my country, along with breaking off most of my addictions from back then and securing my dream girl. I did this through sheer focus and discipline, which I do sell a course on, and I'm making this video hopefully to help change your life, build some trust with you, and then after a few weeks, months, fuck it, 10 years from now, you'll attribute just a tiny bit of that success to me and the knowledge that I gave you, which is just going to be super fulfilling for me when I'm old. So, the three things that I'm going to try and teach you are eat the frog, how to make deep work better, so we're going to go over what that is and how you can improve it, and three, progressive overload and deloading. So, those are the three things we're going over. First thing, eat the frog. What even is it? Essentially, what eat the frog means, it's an analogy. Let's say you're at a fancy dinner and you're being forced like gunpoint, like fucking an Arab motherfucker. That's probably something I can't say. Some guy in a fucking mask or whatever holds a gun to your face and says, hey, eat this frog or I'm shooting you. And you have nice food, you have like steak and rice or eggs and beans, whatever it is that you enjoy eating, as well as the frog. You can either decide to eat the frog first or you can decide to eat the frog last. Essentially, the point of the analogy is, if you eat the frog first, the first few bites of your food isn't going to be as good because, like, you have that weird taste in your mouth, like, there's, like, frog legs stuck in your teeth or whatever. But afterwards, you forget about it, and you get to enjoy the rest of your meal because it's gone now. Your palate is cleansed. If you eat the frog last, you eat the good food first, but when you leave the dinner, the taste is kind of stuck in your mouth. You have like weird frog chunks like in your teeth or whatever, and you go throughout the rest of the day feeling that. So you do the hardest thing, going back to like the real world analogy. What eating the frog means in this sense is you do the hardest task for the day right when you wake up. So the most difficult thing or the most important thing for your day you do the second you get up, and you dedicate anywhere from 30 minutes if you're a complete beginner, probably around an hour, all the way up to 4, 5, 6 hours even, before even like considering taking a break, before brushing your teeth, before all that. Obviously, like I brushed my teeth before this, but right now it's like 5:45 a.m., 6 a.m., something like that. And I'm doing this first thing in the day because it's the most important thing for me to get done. If your main goal is fitness right now, then obviously like it would be getting ready for the gym, like eating your food, getting on the drive, like putting everything you need to put in your bag, like the stuff that you didn't do the night before, and then going to the gym and working out. If it's business, it would be work. So you're working on your paid product or recording the VSL. Or if it's content creation like this is, it would be literally recording the video like I'm doing. Because when you're a content creator, that's the number one thing. Or if you're finished with the video, it would be editing it. If your goal is school, you would study, you do practice problems. It would even be doing the like old assignments that you purposefully left for the rest of the week and doing them like today when they're due, just because you want to have some kind of deep work task to do. So this would put you into a deep work frame, which is just super focused, super deep. You're very into the work that you're doing. You will have to wake up a little bit earlier for this than you might be used to, because obviously you're doing a task you're not used to. If you're somebody who just wakes up, gets ready for like work or school or whatever, and then you leave within an hour, so let's say you have school at 7, like you leave for school at 7 o'clock. If you normally wake up at 6 just to get ready, like maybe your parents have you like take out the trash or whatever, and you just like brush your teeth, eat your breakfast, whatever, and then you go to school, you will have to wake up earlier. The best thing you can do in this situation is know what time you wake up, know what time you go to bed. Let's say you go to bed at 6 o'clock, and let's say you wake up at 6 o'clock, go to bed at 10 o'clock. What I would do is, and what the science says, and just blindly trust me here because I've researched all this, I'm literally the guy with the fancy setup in the psychotic wall, or the psychopath-like wall, telling you how to do this, so just listen to me for a second. Literally, just every day, reduce your bedtime and reduce the time you wake up by like 15 to 30 minutes. And what that will do is it'll keep your circadian rhythm in check, which is essentially just your body's internal clock. So it's not going to make you super tired. It's going to feel a little bit weird because instead of waking up at like 6 o'clock, you're waking up at 5:45. So like kind of your routine's going to be thrown off a little bit, and you're going to have like 15 random minutes. Once you get to 4 days in and you have like about an hour, that's when you can start doing the deep work. Or you can even do when you have 15 minutes and just progressively overload, which is just adding more over time. And you can just do 15 minutes one day, 30 minutes another day, 45 minutes another day, 60 minutes another day. Now you're getting into proper deep work. Get to the point with this where you can see yourself waking up at that time for the rest of your life. The most important thing when it comes to deep work and eating the frog is the consistency behind it. You want to be able to do the most important task first thing in the morning, every day for the rest of your life. So that doesn't mean wake up at 3 a.m. That means if you're comfortable waking up at 6:30, wake up at 6:30 until that becomes really, really easy and you're just used to it, then reduce it. This doesn't have to take you 4 days. This is just like a guideline if you want like the best way to do it and you're strong-willed like that. All you have to do is just wake up at a time that you're comfortable waking up. For a few weeks, I would try. I'm going to give like a little bit of background. I'm the type of person who used to wake up like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. every day and work like hours in the morning on one of the old channels that I had. But the thing is, I wasn't maintainable and I would lose sleep and I would sleep in extra on weekends and the amount I slept would just go like this. If you ever look at those graphs, it'll be like this. Like it'll like rise up on a weekend, then it'll shoot down, and then it'll like stagnate here on the weekday, like 5-6 hours, and then it would shoot up and then go down. That's ridiculously unhealthy. Get to a point that you can maintain for the rest of your life. I spent about 1 week, 2 weeks waking up at 6 a.m. Now, then I started waking up when it became easy, waking up at 5:45. Today I woke up at 5:30, and I have been for the past few days. I want to get to the point where I'm waking up at 5 a.m., maybe even 4:45 a.m., maybe 4:30, because I want to work more. I like doing the deep work tasks. At some point you enjoy it. I enjoy doing this right now. I enjoy doing schoolwork on my laptop when it doesn't turn off with my paid product. Get to the point to where you can see yourself maintaining this forever. Another thing that I'm going to give you, so here I have like little bullet points. This is super, super powerful when it comes to doing your like deep work tasks first thing. So I can tell you that, but you don't really know what that means, so I'm going to give you more insight. Plan tomorrow today. Every day I plan my entire day before it starts. I don't use Google Calendar. A lot of people recommend that, or like Notion Calendar. I literally would just have a table, like it'll be like a rectangle, and then you just split it in between, and it's time and activities, and then like the 2 columns here, and I would just put what time it is. So like 6:30 I put wake up, cold shower, breakfast, or not breakfast, brush teeth. I was thinking of the B word, or a B word. Brush teeth, I come in here, I meditate, I pray, and then I record whatever I need to record, or I do my eat the frog task if it's not a recording day. And I do that routine every day. And then when I get home, or when I am about to go to bed, like everything's structured. You don't have to go to that extreme, but just have at least a morning routine for your eat the frog task when it comes to just eating the frog. So just say you'll wake up, you'll maybe like wash your face, brush your teeth, whatever, just to like get some feelings in. It'll kind of like wake you up. You go into the bathroom, turn the light on, it's bright, like shining in your face. It's gonna like give you some kind of energy. And then come back, sit down at your desk, and start doing your work. For me, a lot of people like to dog on like the morning routine and like the meditation and the praying and the journaling and all that. That actually enhances my work. That calms me down, so it's easier for me to focus. That makes me just enjoy the day more. Like nobody's meditating on like 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. The only time I know I'm going to do the habits that I'm doing is in the morning, because when I don't do it in the morning is when I don't do it. I usually fail my consistency on weekends, which is why you need to plan these things, because on weekends you have more time than anything. But because I don't plan it, I'm talking about mostly me and kind of just everybody in general, but I'm just going to get myself as an example. When I don't plan the weekends, even though I have the most amount of time and theoretically I can get the most done, sometimes I get the least done because I'm so concerned with how much time that I have that there's no real effort into the deep work that I have to do, into the habits that I want to maintain, into the stuff that I want to read, into the stuff that I want to create, and just like a downward spiral because I didn't plan anything. So, actionable step for you, I actually want you to do this. Make a rough draft for tomorrow, today. So what I want you to do is I want you to make your ideal day. Don't expect to follow it every time. Most people, and me myself included, almost never follow the schedule verbatim. It's just what would be a perfect day for you depending on your goal. So if it's work, it would be wake up 3 hours before you have to do anything, work for those 3 hours, have like your self-improvement morning routine type thing, like get the journaling going, get the meditation going, have like the good vibes in there, but get to work straight away. And then later you take a break, more work, later take a break, and maybe you have to go to school. Now you go to school, try and work like during school. You can even put that in there. Like, your third period is kind of like a free period usually, so you can just put type up scripts or whatever if you're a YouTuber or whatever it is. Try and make it the perfect day and aim to hit it. You're not going to hit it, but if you aim for a perfect day versus a day that is like possible, you're going to do a lot better and you're going to be a lot more perfect trying to hit this day because there's a higher standard versus this one. Again, plan the ideal day, never has to be perfect. And just because I'm going to be an annoying entrepreneurial asshole, I go over this in more detail in my Discipline Playbook, which is my paid product, linked in the description. So if you're interested, you can check that out if this has helped you already. So that's been Eating the Frog. On to lesson number 2, how to make deep work better. One that nobody talks about. I never hear people speak about this, but a lot of people do it, and I recently started doing it, and it's helped me a ton. Music with a purpose. Now, I've always been super against music. It was actually written in my paid product that I'm working on right now. I'm going to explain what that means later. But in my paid product I'm working on right now, the Discipline Playbook, I would speak very heavily against music. Like, it just like messes with your mood and spikes your emotions up and down and whatever. But I had a revelation when it came to this. Yes, music does affect your mood, but we can control it. You can choose what you listen to. You can choose what's in your playlist. You can choose what's in your recommended usually. So why not use that? So what I started doing was, when I would work, I would listen to that, what's the name? It's like the Lofty Hip Hop Girl. If you've ever like heard of that, a lot of students listen to it. It's the one like animated chick who's on the live stream, and she's literally just like writing over and over. It's like a 15-second clip that just repeats constantly for like tens of hours a day. Or, well, there's only 2 tens of hours a day. For tens of hours at a time over the course of multiple days, the person ends the live stream, starts a new one, and it's the exact same thing. When studying, because it's so smooth, because there's not a lot of like like there's not a lot of changing frequencies, it's just chill, and it actually helps me enhance my focus when I used to be very against that. You can also do white noise. Personally, white noise doesn't help me. It helps me if I'm trying to focus and there's a bunch of people around and I'm trying like not to listen to them. I have my headphones on, like I'm doing my work, whatever. Like I'm talking about in school specifically. But the music does the same thing. Just for me, it helps me focus more because it's kind of like nice. It's kind of wholesome, to be honest. Like, you're sitting there listening, you have like the good vibes playing in your ears, whatever. Like, you're sitting there writing your thing. You kind of like write and work a little bit more wholesome than if you were just listening to white noise. Because how sad is that? You're listening to like wind sounds while doing what like your passion is or what's important to you. Like, if you want to get your grades up, that's important to you. If you want to get work done, it should be something that's purposeful and something that gives you some sort of fulfillment. If you're listening to like like some wind in your ear, then what's the point? You can experiment with this, figure out what works for you. I have a friend who gets really good grades, to be honest, who listens to music with actual words in it. I can't do that. I focus on the words way too much. And the thing is, a lot of music is cancerous. People like fucking Lil Nas X, Cardi B. I still speak against music in the playbook, and I still speak against music in general to anybody who wants to debate me on it, because of the fact that there's a lot of degenerate words that are being played, a lot of really toxic and like disgusting messages being protruded onto you. Because if you hear something constantly, if you're listening to a rapper or whatever talking about stabbing people, you're gonna be a little bit like dulled down to the idea of it. You're probably not gonna want to like go out and stab someone, but the level of importance in your head is kind of gonna go down because you hear it all the time and you probably see it in the music video all the time or whatever. So That's everything for music. Next thing, having a goal. You want to be able to define your goal. It can be something as simple as I want to make money so I can take care of my future wife. I want to be able to bench 225 pounds because then I won't have to focus like on training my push muscles again. Then I can just like focus on boxing or like kickboxing or whatever. And I won't have to really strength train anymore. I can just maintain it because I'm going to be strong enough to where like that's going to convert to power really well. And I'm just not going to have to worry about like my punches feeling like pillows. Something like that, something simple. Even if it's just a sentence that like you go by and like you put on your wall like I do, like a fucking psychopath. You want to make it something just so you can look at it, just so you know, okay, this is why I do this. You can, or you want to make it purposeful. I talk about discipline because it's something that I believe in. It's literally the number 2 thing that saved my life. And it's something that so many people lack and something that I want to be able to give to you. Number 1 is God and religion, if you're wondering. You can't really like sell a paid product on like God course. So here I am talking about discipline, which I understand more and I can help you more with. So it all works out. You need to find something that makes you excited to get up and help the world. Something that you enjoy, whether it's creation, teaching, something else. You need to have purpose in it. Here's an actionable step if you just want to like supercharge when it comes to knowing about what's purposeful for you. I want you to grab a notebook. Don't be a retard. Just do what I say. Don't do it later. Grab one now. Pause the video. If you need to like pause it for a while because like you're doing dishes or eating your food or whatever, that's cool. Go somewhere where no one will see you. No one will know. And then write down everything you can think of that helped you in your life. So like every kind of task, habit, maybe even a person specifically. You should have by the end of this 10 to 20. And what I want you to realize is nobody's going to look at this. You can literally rip up the paper right after into like fine dust, like throw it in 2 different garbage bins so nobody will ever know, like one in the kitchen, one in the bathroom, like flush like some of the paper down the toilet. Obviously don't do that because like it's plastic and it's going to clog and your parents are going to like beat your ass or whatever. But nobody's going to see this. So be 100% honest with yourself because the only person that you can lie to and kind of never know is yourself. But at some point, as yourself changes, you're going to have, that wasn't a very good way to explain it. What I'm trying to get at is your purpose is going to change slightly as you move on. You're going to have different missions and meanings and lessons as you go on through life. All I want you to do is find something that you enjoy, that you could talk about, that you can teach others, that you can do for a living, and just try it for around a week. After you have 10 or 20, probably 5 or 3 of them will stick out. Like you writing down wearing cotton shirts helped me because polyester, and when you sweat in it, it's bad for you and it like ruins your hormone levels. You probably don't care about that. I don't care about that, to be quite honest. I think it's an important issue, but I could give a shit about talking about it. But if I wrote down discipline or learning about discipline or teaching about discipline, that's something I'm doing right now. I enjoy this. I can maintain this. What I want you to do when you have 3 or 5 things, literally go on your laptop, go on your phone, look up like the spin a wheel thing, type in each thing, push that, it'll pick a random one, and then just do that for a week. So if it's like you want to train MMA for a week. See what happens. Train boxing for a week. If it's you want to learn guitar, play the guitar for a week. I just burped. That was awkward. Anyways, if you don't like it by the end of the week, scratch it off. If you do like it, and it's something you actually really enjoy, keep it. During this process, journal about it. If you love it, stick with it. And if you don't really like it, just try a different thing. Here, because you're going to be doing these deep works, if like I'm giving you the purpose that you can be doing, you're also going to have like something to do in the morning, so you can do these things in the morning as well. Here are 3 main hacks that you can do in order to kind of increase your focus like crazy. First thing, throw your phone across the room. The amount of times that I've seen people, and my past self included, who have lost their focus, who have stopped what they're doing, who have like picked up their phone for like a productive reason and then like started scrolling on it or whatever because YouTube was open, is absolutely baffling. When you do your work, pretend this wrestling plaque is your phone. Literally take it, hold it exactly like this. If it's something you need to be doing right now as well, do it right now and just get to work and then rewatch this part later. Take the phone and then throw it. It just fell on the floor. I hope it's not messed up. Throw it across the room. You don't need it. It's just going to distract you. Put your phone on do not disturb. Don't cope and say anyone's going to message you like anything important. But my girlfriend said your girlfriend will like you more if you were doing work and being productive, and then you had something to show her afterwards. If you're in the gym, yeah, you can like send pictures or whatever, or if she's like a gym girl or whatever, kind of like my girlfriend is, she'll ask for like videos or like that type of thing. But if it's like you're studying for an exam or whatever, she doesn't need to know about that. You don't have to be like, oh yeah, studying for an exam, problem 6 was so hard, huh? Just come back. She'll miss you for an hour. Be like, oh yeah, I was studying for the exam. It was hard, but I got through. What's up, baby? You trying to pull up? Don't have any excuses. You're working for like 1 to 4 hours at a time, probably. And just throw your phone across the room. It's not super complicated, not super difficult. Just don't be a retard about it. Just phone over there. That's it. Make it so you can't see it. Put it in a different room. Throw it on your bed. Sit at your desk. Don't even think about it. Your attention span isn't nearly high enough to where you're going to focus on the phone for more than like 10 or 20 seconds when you start getting into actual work. Second thing, that was number 1. Throw your phone across the room. That's literally what I have as my note. Number 2, be in a clean space. I'm not going to lie to you. I was writing this, and my room's a little bit messy. I'm cleaning it literally when I get home later today, because I have to go off to school and there's assignments I have to do and I have to like go gym or whatever, and then I come back. But when I come home, this is getting clean because I do have like, it's not horrible. There's literally like 2 pairs of clothes that literally fell out of my closet, like over there. But I just got done like deep cleaning my room. I set up my books in my bookshelf, and I have like my garbage bin here with my laundry, and my desk got moved and rearranged, and I have this stand set up. You don't see it, but it's like a giant stand like where I have my notes in front of me, so it looks like I'm looking at the camera, and then like the camera right there. I have a bunch of these posters on my wall, medals over here, medals here, and it's just nice. I wanted coffee. Be in a clean space. If in order to do your work, you have to like climb over things, like your chair's has like papers under it or whatever, and it's like making a crinkly noise while you like scoot it, that's just distracting. If you're writing notes down or you're doing practice problems for a quiz in one of your classes, having other things on your desk that like you kind of have to like weirdly move out of the way and shift like so your notebook fits or like your arm hits it, it's just distracting. Clean everything off. Even if it means dirtying your room extra, like taking everything off your desk, putting it on the floor here, and just like doing whatever you need to do. That's completely fine. Third thing. So second thing was being in a clean space. Third thing, be in a workspace that you enjoy. I love where I work. I love this wall. I love that my medals are right there. I love that this plaque that I threw on the floor is in frame so you can see it. I love that my phone can record in 4K so it looks much better. I love this kind of coffee because a specific brand just tastes better. It's a lot like stronger than the other ones. On the wall behind the camera, which I can look at here, I have a bunch of drawings and notes and all those kinds of things from my girlfriend. Like they're literally pictures of me and like pictures of me and her. Like she hand drew and they all look really good. She printed me like a certificate, and it's like a Harvard certificate. It's like a spoofed one or whatever, but it's like best boyfriend award. How do you say that word? Award. My fucking speech impediment ass. But I have that there. I have my habit tracker right here with even more of like my achievements when I was wrestling, my varsity letter, my varsity certificate. I have like pictures of me. I have a bunch of inspirational quotes back here. I obviously have the papers on my wall and the medals, which you see on my TV. I have like posters or whatever. My books are over there. This laptop is really nice, even though the screen turns off when I'm trying to have my paid product shown, but whatever. I love it in here. And I think that's something that a lot of people really need to do. Customize your space to where you just like being in it. My this comes to my mind now. My dad, when I would come like to work with him, probably like 2 or 3 times in my entire life, he had like a bunch of toys and action figures and like whatever on his desk. And even as a little kid, I was like, "You're working. Why do you have these things?" But it actually made him work better because when he's stressed, when he needs a break, when like he has, because he takes like calls for like massive corporations or whatever, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like high level. But in between calls, if he's nervous because an entire company is like about to shut down with their tech, plays with Mario for a second, and he's all better. If I'm stressed with something, I can look at my wall. I have all the mindset stuff. I can look at literally the 2, 4, 6, 8 notes that I have posted on my wall, which is like a tenth of them that my girlfriend gave me. I can go read my Bible, which is over there. One of the books, I can lay down in my bed. My bed's like, not, it's not made, but it's not like dirty either. Like I lay it out to where it's not like disgusting looking, but it's not like military style. Like you fold the sheets 4 inches and then you twist this and then like you measure it. So you make it with the measuring tape. So you make sure it's like 4 inches or whatever. But I enjoy it in here. Enjoy the keyboard you're using. Have a nice mouse when you're writing. Have a good pen. Have a pen that you like. Like that's just something so small. I started enjoying taking notes, like because my chemistry teacher requires us to do it in pen for some reason, even though it's not a writing class. She's a fucking kooky lady, but whatever. But I actually started to enjoy taking notes like that because I used to use really crappy like rough pens, like you know what I'm talking about, the ones that come in like 200 packs you get for like $3 that she would hand out. I started bringing my own, and it's super smooth. It glides on the paper really nice, and I started actually enjoying the writing because of the fact that it was just nicer equipment. It was nicer gear. Be in a workspace that you enjoy. That's been number 2. How to make deep work better. 3, lesson 3, progressive overload and deloading. Basically, in fitness, there's this concept called progressive overload, and you do this until you deload. So I'm going to give you like an example. What that means is, as you get stronger in the gym, let's say you go in, you like warm up, whatever, and you start bench pressing. Let's say you're able to do 100 pounds on the bench press for 10 reps. Next week, typically, usually, you will be stronger. And you would have grown this much muscle, and you would be able to do more weight, more reps. If you're able, or if you only do 100 pounds for 10 reps, you're going to grow, but less. Now, the third session, next week, so week number 3, you do 100 pounds for 10 reps, you'll grow maybe a little bit of muscle, maybe stay the same, and then like stagnate. But then after that, week 4, if you do the same amount of work, then you're not going to grow at all. And you're just going to sit there because it's too easy now. You built too much muscle and you've got too strong to where it's way too easy for you. How to counteract this is, once you do 100 pounds for 10 reps, what you would do is, next session, you would do 105 pounds for 8 reps. So you up the weight, lower the reps a little bit. Sometimes you'll even be able to do 100 pounds for 10 reps still. Then you would up the weight again, up the reps again, whatever. You can also up the reps. So this is just like basic fitness advice now. You do extra, which is the point. You progress the amount of overload that you use. So you overload the muscle. And in this case, you're going to kind of overload your brain. So if you've never deep worked before, you would do probably 30 to 60 minutes, maybe even 2 hours if like you're a little bit gifted for it. Or you just listen to all the tips I gave you before, so you're able to like hard focus. Like even me now recording this, I can tell by the end of this, like I'm getting a little bit foggy brain. Like you didn't see it, but I just waved my arms around. So when I'm editing this, I can see like, oh, okay, like I have to edit that section out because I was just speaking out of my ass. I found when it comes to work that it's best to do the same thing every day rather than the bodybuilding split. So it's like instead of doing arms one day and then legs one day and then chest one day, what it would be is, it would be in the morning I work on my business, in the afternoon I work on school. In the morning I work on business, in the afternoon I work on school. You do that every single day. And depending on the importance, like you can switch them, whatever, but essentially you will do work better the earlier in the morning that you do it. So you want to prioritize the thing that is the priority in the morning. I personally like to approach work to where I do it until I can't anymore. I don't set a time limit for myself. I don't set like I have to work for 2 hours on this thing. If I get it done in an hour, or I'm just like completely beat up and like I can't think straight, like kind of is now. I was thinking about ending this and just going over the 2 clips and then doing the call to action or whatever. But I'm not going to do that because I want to give you value, and I still think I can speak well enough to where you can learn something from it. And even now I'm kind of forgetting what I'm saying. But you just do, or I was explaining the way that I work. I just work until I can't anymore. And that's kind of happening now, which is funny because this is the last section anyway. When I do this for like a few days at a time, so every like 4 to 6 days of like being super consistent, like work all day, my brain is complete mush. So this happens right now where I kind of like slur my speech and I crave junk food a ton. Like that's a huge one. Like I'll get random Oreo cravings when I haven't had Oreos for months. I get like super moody and emotional, which isn't something that I do. Like I'm usually very like flat faced, like kind of like smiley type guy. I'm not someone who gets like real upset or whatever. And my girlfriend's actually the one who tells me this. She's like, "You need to take a break," and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And she's like, "You need to take a break. You're being moody. You act like a woman." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I spend like the day just chilling or reading or whatever. At some point, you will know your signs. So this is when you would deload. So you progressively overload. You do more and more and more and more work up until you need to take a break and you have to deload. This is when you deload. When you see these signs, and it's a little bit different for everybody. Some people, I heard one guy is like super forgetful. Like I heard the example, he would like pick up a spoon to stir his coffee, and like he will stir his coffee and put the spoon in, and then like start doing something else and realize, oh shoot, I need a spoon for my coffee, and then like pick up the spoon and then look down at the cup and realize that there's already a spoon in it, it's already stirred, and he's like, yeah, I need to take a break now, and then like he'll go and do whatever. For you, it might be a little bit different. You might be closer to me. You might be closer to the forgetful type. I'm also kind of forgetful, but that's not like a main one for me. When you see your signs, which you will eventually figure out, that's when you take a break. Now, this is how you take a break like a normal human. Don't be a retard. Don't be like, break the squirrel. Don't be a retard. Taking a break means you still work, but instead of doing 10 hours a day, you do it for maybe like spurts of 30 minutes whenever you're able to. During these days when you take a break, try setting up plans with friends. A lot of people like pre-planning this, like every Sunday, like for religious reasons, or Saturday if you're like Seventh-day Adventist, for example. I'm thinking about it from like a Christianity point of view. But once a week, you take a break. Every Wednesday or whatever, you give yourself like an hour off, maybe once a week, like you and your girlfriend or your friend or whatever, like play a game for however long, like a video game together. They're all the right answer. Again, whatever's the most maintainable. You want to aim for only taking it when you need one, because there's no real reason to take a break like on a specific day, because if you're tired beforehand, then you're going to be working not very like maximally, so you're not going to be going to your full potential. And if you're not tired yet and it's like break day, then you're kind of taking one when you don't need it. It's kind of weird. It's not really helping you a ton. It's like you can't be better than 100%. So if you're at 30% and you're like, okay, I need to take a break now, and you recover and you're back at 100, if you're at 80, you're only going to go back up to 100 when you take a break. So there's no real point in taking a break at 80, because you're still able to work pretty well up until around like 40 or 50%. Make sense? So during these days, hang out with your friends, plan something social, do something, as long as it's not like something that's super like mentally draining for you. If you're like more introverted or whatever, then I wouldn't recommend that. I'm super extroverted. A lot of people that I know are, so we'll like go hang out, we'll get on the phone, like do stupid stuff, whatever. Read outside. Literally reading outside in the sun is something that like I've started to love doing, which is kind of weird for me because a couple months ago I was like in a huge rut, and it was like scrolling inside, not speaking to anyone for like literally hours at a time, and now it's like, look at the wall, the medals. Like it's changed a lot in this time. So that's something you can do. You can watch more than usual like educational YouTube videos like this one is. You can if you're interested in anything like fitness, for example, it would be Renaissance Periodization. If it's self-improvement and discipline, it would be me, because I am the best in this space 100%. If it's like, I don't know, if you're into piano, watch your favorite piano YouTuber like explain how to go over keys or whatever. If you're interested in the UFC, watch like fight analysis or people talking about how different fighters fight or things like that. I recently got into watching old Marvel movies, which I used to say isn't productive, but it does honestly motivate me extra, and it makes me want to work more when I get to it. Sometimes I'll watch like a full movie. There'll be a little part of me that's like, okay, I watched a full movie, I haven't done anything, I'm a lazy piece of shit. But also there's a part of me that like genuinely gets recovered more and is more motivated. And my brain points kind of shoot up, and it makes me want to work more. So if that's something for you, go ahead. Don't think of these breaks as break days, like days that you take a break. Think about them more as maintenance days. So instead of stopping your brain from going work completely, work on giving yourself motivation, increasing your drive, maybe reassessing your goals if it hasn't really been setting right with you. The goal for your work is to just get all the hard tasks done, because if you look at the 80-20 rule, 20% of the things you do will give you 80% of the results. So for me, recording the video and making the sales page for my product, that's 20% of the work that I could be doing, and it gives me 80% of the results, because now you can pay me, and now I have a way to give you value, so you'll want to pay me. You want to position yourself to where you get the most important things done, which is why we talked about eating the frog first. On these maintenance days, this is when you focus on doing the things that aren't as important. So focus on finding deeper meaning in your work, increasing your knowledge a little bit more, working on things that you normally would put to the side, but that aren't super mentally draining, but you don't want to mentally drain you from the important tasks. Like if I were to spend like an hour working or 15 minutes working on my paid product, one, I want to get a ton done, and two, I actually really enjoy typing, and there's a whole ebook session along with like video modules like this. Honestly, I kind of enjoy doing that. I like typing, I like writing. It's something that I really enjoy. I probably write way too much for the notes that I have, which is why I'm able to speak for so long, so like fluently. But if I were to do that before this, right now I'm kind of like on the edge of my brain power. If I were to do that, I would have been at the edge, and I would have had to stop earlier when I had said like, oh yeah, I was thinking about ending the recording because like my brain's kind of fried. Now it's kind of rejuvenating itself. I found like I tapped into whatever brain points I have left, and I'm using them now. But again, just use these days as maintenance days. You want to make sure all the cogs are working right. Maybe there's like a loose screw here, turn it. Maybe your motivation's a little bit down, like oil in a car. Just like fill the oil a little bit, make the motivation go up, figure out a way to do that, and then everything will be fine and dandy. Be proud, and not in like the sinful way, but be like kind of happy and fulfilled that you work so hard that you broke, and kind of think of it as like a wholesome day, right? Like kind of smile a bit, have like that little bit of glint in your eyes. Like purposefully, what I would do is to force myself to like volleyball more, because I really wanted to be like an Olympic level athlete when it came to volleyball when I was younger. I'm short now, so I'm not able to. I'm like 5'4", and I'm not playing libero. If you understand what any of those words mean, props to you. But I would literally purposefully, while my coach is talking, like enhance my eyes like this and start smiling, because your face triggers emotional responses. If you want to feel something, the easiest way to do it is show it with your body language, and show it with your face and with what you think, and then that feeling will come. Be happy, be fulfilled that you worked hard enough to where you need to take a break. Your brain isn't working right. It's mush coming out of your mouth. It's mush coming out in your writing. You're bashing your head against the keyboard because your work is just sucking and you don't understand why. But now you understand, now that I'm telling you, now you understand that the reason for this is because you actually did a really good job. So be happy with that. Take the day off and then get right back into it. Sometimes you'll have to take 2 days off. If you've been, there's an even deeper concept in fitness, and I'm not going to go over the whole fitness example. If you've been working on like, if you've been constantly progressively overloading, then deloading, progressively overloading, deload, after like 6 or 7 or however many cycles of this that you do, at some point, one day off isn't going to cut it. That's when you take a vacation. That's when you go traveling. That's when you like have a week dedicated to like you and your significant other, like you and your girlfriend or wife go out. And like it's just a week of like away from everything. Wouldn't that be nice that you work so hard and you get so much done that you can take a week off and just relax and have fun? Because by the end of the week, most people, if you're anything like me, or if you're anyone watching this with the type of mindset that we have, most of you will get bored after like 3 days of hanging out with people, of like socializing, not working. A lot of people really do like their work who are in the kind of space that we're in. So after that 7 days, you're going to be wanting to get back to work. You're going to have that drive in you. That is everything I do have for you. But I'm asking you to stay for another minute or two because I have one thing to say. If this video helped you, I suggest that you do buy my paid product. It's in pre-sale right now, so how that'll work is you can purchase it for like a fraction of the price before it's released. And then once it's released, you'll have that and all of the other courses that I produce in the future. So let's say right now my playbook is for $49. The price could be increasing every 10 people who buy it. But let's say right now it's $49. After 10 people join, it's going to go up, and 10 people after that, it's going to go up. But at some point when I release it and the modules are in there and I get the community set up with like the calls and all that, so that's all stuff that's going to be added in the future. It's going to be monthly, and you can get like a monthly subscription. It'll be annual subscription. And then as I add courses, the price will go up even more. If you get it now for $49, instead of spending a couple $100 over the course of a couple months or having to buy the annual subscription or buying it in the future, now all you have to do is you pay $49 one time and you're in it forever, and you get everything that gets added to it. So I know it does sound like a scam, but the reason is genuinely because I want to see if it's even something that people want to buy, and if people do start buying it, then that'll motivate me more to work on it, make it even better, make it even like more proper, and get all the details. And I can also ask for feedback. So if you do buy it, first thing I'm going to ask you is, hey, what's something you want to see added to the program? And then that thing will probably get added, or I'll find a way to like work it in somehow. But anyways, thank you for watching. Go to the link below.